Many of our viewers DM us with lots of viral magic tricks and request us to reveal them. So, on your special demand, in today's video, we're going to break down some of the most popular and mind-blowing magic acts you've seen online. So, let's not waste any time and get straight into the reveals. Our last video was on the body-splitting magic act, where we revealed several body-split illusions. In this viral video too, the magician stands on a unicycle when suddenly his assistant cuts him in half with a chainsaw. After that, the magician's upper body stays there while his lower body starts pedaling the unicycle. Those who saw our previous video must already have some idea. Actually, this apparatus is not as it appears. The magician's whole body is positioned in such a way that his real legs are hidden inside the apparatus. The lower portion is completely fake and attached to the unicycle. That unicycle is also motor-operated and moves on a fixed track on the platform. In this trick, a man first shows a deck of cards. And at this point, the deck is normal, and all the cards are different. But when he shows them again at the end, all the cards have become the same. This is a trick that anyone can perform, but for this, you need a special deck, the Svengali deck. This deck is prepared in such a way that alternate positions hold the same card. Out of 52 cards, 26 are random and 26 are identical. In this case, for example, the Six of Hearts. All these Six of Hearts cards are also slightly smaller in size than the other cards. With this deck, you can also perform tricks where you ask a spectator to say stop, and the top card will always be the Six of Hearts. Even if you cut the deck anywhere, the top card will always be the same. That happens because the random cards are slightly bigger than the special cards. So, whenever you cut the deck, your fingers naturally lift a random card, under which lies the Six of Hearts. Here, when the magician first shows the cards, only the random ones are visible, since the smaller Six of Hearts cards slip out unseen. At the end, the magician cleverly flips the deck and then shows it. By doing this, the Six of Hearts appears on top, making it look like the entire deck has transformed. In this next magic act, the magician holds a handkerchief. But the amazing thing is that the handkerchief moves back and forth at his command. There's a similar famous Indian rope act where the magician holds a rope that at first looks completely normal. But suddenly, the rope becomes stiff and hard. And then, in the end, the rope turns back to normal again. But how is this possible? Actually, both of these tricks use the same concept. In the rope trick, from the outside, it looks like a normal rope, but inside, it contains small cylindrical beads. These beads are connected on one side by a strip. When the rope is held in this position, keeping the strip side upward, this strip prevents the beads from folding, which makes the rope stiff. To make it loose again, the magician simply rotates the rope. This makes the strip shift to the bottom, so the beads lose their support and the rope goes limp. The same idea is used inside the cloth. Hidden inside is a chain made of beads. When the magician pushes the thread down and the beads upward, that portion becomes tight. By doing this, the magician can make the cloth move on command, creating the illusion that it follows his gestures. You must have seen many magicians performing this trick. The infinite card production has been performed on big stages by famous magicians like Eden Choi. This legendary act was also once performed by iconic magicians such as Cardini and Channing Pollock. In this act, the magician simply hides a few cards behind the palm in a special way and, one by one, brings it forward with the help of the thumb. To the audience, it looks as if the magician is producing cards out of thin air. Cards can also be palmed and revealed one after another, creating the same magical effect of cards mysteriously appearing. In another viral trick, the magician gives a quick jerk to the card held in his hand, and instantly, the card changes. Right before the eyes, the card keeps transforming multiple times. But how? Is this just editing, or is there a real method behind it? We explain this in one of our magic reveals, where Eden Choi changes a white card into a red card. The same concept is applied here. In reality, this is not a normal playing card. Instead, it is made by combining 3 to 4 cards. The flaps of these cards are connected with an elastic thread. Because of this setup, each flap flips one by one, and from the front, it looks like the cards are changing continuously. This next magic act is truly fascinating. In it, the magician gives a disposable glass to a volunteer and takes one himself. Then, he pours liquid into both glasses. After this, the magician switches the glasses and hands his own to the volunteer. The magician then drinks from his glass. Next, he asks the girl to flip her glass over her head. But when she does, the glass turns out to be completely empty. So where did the liquid go? The secret lies in something called slush powder, also known as magic snow or instant snow. Slush powder is a super absorbent polymer, the very same material used in disposable diapers. That's why diapers don't leak. The slush powder inside instantly absorbs the liquid and locks it in. When liquid is poured into the prepared glass, the slush powder immediately absorbs it and solidifies. It also expands slightly, fitting tightly inside the glass so it doesn't fall out, even when flipped upside down. In this trick, one of the glasses is secretly preloaded with slush powder. When the magician hands it to the volunteer, he does so at a height where she cannot see that the liquid has already turned into a gel-like solid inside. That's why, when she flips the glass, nothing comes out, creating the illusion that the liquid has magically vanished. In this next magic act, as you can see, a lady is sitting here, but strangely, she has no head. From the natural movement of her hands, it's clear that she isn't a dummy, but a real woman. The magician holds a cloth that appears to float in the air. As soon as he places this cloth over the lady and then removes it, her head suddenly appears. After that, the lady even stands up to show that her whole body is real and that no dummy or mechanical trick is involved. So where was her head, and how is this possible? If you've seen our head-off illusion reveal, you already know the secret. For those who haven't, here's the explanation. The lady is simply sitting comfortably with her head bent backward in a hidden position. From the front, this makes it look like her body is headless. Meanwhile, the magician's cloth contains a hidden hemispherical object attached to a rod or stick. When the magician waves the cloth, it looks like it's floating by itself. At the right moment, when the cloth is placed over the lady, she brings her head forward from its hidden position. This creates the stunning illusion of a missing head suddenly reappearing. Now, let's explore one of the most viral money magic tricks. Here, a magician holds a blank white paper, and in the very next moment, it transforms into a real currency note. To perform this, you need 1 real currency note and 2 blank white papers of the same size. The white papers are carefully pasted over the note in such a way that it looks like a single blank sheet to the audience. But as soon as this flap is slid down, the hidden note underneath is revealed, creating the illusion that the paper has magically changed into money. Street magicians often use such quick tricks to amaze people. In another act, a magician doesn't just show one, but several blank papers to these girls. With a sudden jerk, all the blank papers instantly turn into real currency notes. This too relies on a clever gimmick. Inside one flap, multiple real notes are folded and hidden, while a few blank papers are placed on top. At first, only the blanks are displayed. Then, with a swift motion, the magician closes this flap, causing the blank papers to fold underneath while the hidden notes flip forward. From the audience's point of view, it looks exactly like the blank papers have turned into real currency notes. Now let's move on to those tricks that are seen everywhere on the internet, the famous dove appearing acts. In one viral performance, a lady is holding what looks like a normal notebook. She opens it, uses a pen to draw a dove, and even shows the drawing to the audience. Then she closes the notebook. But when she opens it again, a real dove flies out. The secret? The notebook actually has a hidden compartment in the middle, where a live dove is concealed. A page covers this compartment, so the notebook appears completely normal. The first time, she opens the regular section. The second time, she opens the hidden compartment, releasing the dove. In another act, a magician covers a cage with two doves inside using a black cloth. He then appears to lift the cage. But when the cloth is removed, the cage and the doves have vanished. The secret here is that the cage is collapsible. It folds down and slips into a hidden space under the table. The doves are also tucked away in that space. What the magician actually lifts is just a thin black cardboard piece hidden under the cloth. To the audience, it looks as though he has picked up the entire cage and made it vanish. The principle behind all dove appearance and disappearance tricks is the same. The dove is secretly hidden beforehand and revealed at the right moment. For example, in the viral dove painting trick, a real dove is concealed behind the canvas. The canvas itself acts like a flap that opens to release the bird. Whether it's making one dove turn into two, changing a balloon into a dove, or producing doves from props like notebooks and boxes, the method is always similar. The magician hides the dove in advance and then reveals it at the perfect time, creating the illusion of real magic. In this next viral magic act, a magician holds a winnower that appears completely empty at first. But in the next moment, he shakes it and puffed rice starts pouring out seemingly from nowhere. The secret lies in the construction of the winnower. If you look closely, you can notice a hidden opening. The winnower has two layers, and the gap between them is preloaded with puffed rice. The magician simply opens this hidden section with his right-hand fingers and gives it a vigorous shake. As a result, the puffed rice that was already inside flows out, creating the illusion that the empty winnower has magically filled itself, leaving the audience amazed. You may have seen magicians on big stages swallowing swords or pulling blades from their mouths. But in this video, we're talking about tricks that an ordinary person can perform with a little practice. In this act, the magician appears to eat pieces of newspaper, as you can see. But then, he starts pulling the newspaper out of his mouth in a way that looks like it came from his stomach. Is he really retrieving the newspaper he swallowed? Absolutely not. The secret is that he never actually ate the newspaper. He only pretends to. The magician takes the paper in his mouth and chews it while acting convincingly. Then, with clever sleight of hand, he secretly takes out the chewed paper from his mouth into his hand and drops it on the ground. At the same time, he places a mouth coil into his mouth. This mouth coil is a simple paper coil that, when pulled from the middle, opens up layer by layer. Using this coil, the magician creates the illusion of pulling newspaper magically out of his mouth, completing the astonishing act. Similarly, you can perform this amazing boomerang trick using a simple prop. In the act, a girl throws a Chinese hand fan, and each time it comes back to her hand like a boomerang. The secret lies in the fan itself, which is equipped with a retractable thread device. One end of the thread is held in the girl's left hand. When she throws the fan with force, it travels a short distance, but the retractable thread pulls it back, causing the fan to return smoothly to her hand. This clever mechanism creates the illusion of a perfectly controlled boomerang throw. Similarly, you can easily perform this viral magic trick using an elastic thread. Here, the wand isn't magically moving upward on its own. The secret is that the wand contains an elastic thread inside. You need to pull and hold the thread like this. Then, by slowly releasing the pressure from the wand, the elastic tension causes it to move upward on its own. This simple mechanism creates the illusion that the wand is magically going up. Here, it also looks like the stick is dancing at the magician's command. The secret is that the stick is tied to an invisible thread. One end of the thread is held in the magician's hand, allowing him to control the stick's movements with precision. This clever setup creates the illusion that the stick is responding magically to the magician's gestures. This next magic act is incredible. The magician is first tightly bound to this structure, and then the assistant covers him from the front with a curtain. But when the assistant steps out from behind, everyone is shocked. The person who comes out is the magician himself, and when the curtain is lifted, it turns out the assistant is now tied in his place. Everything happens so fast that no one can believe their eyes. It seems impossible for the assistant to have taken the magician's place so quickly. So, how is it done? The secret is the structure itself. One section of the frame works like a door that opens like this. As soon as the curtain covers the magician, he quietly opens that hidden door and slips out the back. The assistant then takes his place in the bindings, and when the curtain is removed, the swap appears instantaneous. A viral street performance shows a young girl covering her head with a box, while knives are inserted from the side and a stick is pushed under from the front. But when the front flaps of the box are opened, her head appears to be missing. So, where is her head? It isn't bent backward like in typical head-off tricks because you can see her back, and yet no head is visible. In reality, her head is still in its normal position inside the box, but we cannot see it. The box contains mirror flaps on the sides. When the girl inserts the knives from the side, the mirror flaps open inward, hiding her head behind the mirrors. From the front, it looks like empty space, but it's actually just a reflection of the sides. The same concept is used in this half-body illusion. What appears to be a half-body person is actually a full person hidden behind mirrors. The mirrors are positioned at specific angles to reflect the sides, creating the illusion of a background. Here, you can also observe the edges of the mirrors. There is enough space behind the mirrors for a person to stand comfortably. The shirt visible at the front is just a display piece with cuts in it to insert hands. From the audience's perspective, it seems as though only half the body exists. But now you know the truth, the magician's entire body is cleverly concealed behind the mirrors. In this next viral magic trick, a matchbox is used with red and white threads passed through it. When the matchbox is moved, the red thread appears to turn white, and the white thread appears to turn red. This trick is very easy to prepare and can impress anyone you perform it for. All you need is a matchbox and two threads, one red and one white. All you have to do is pass the threads through the matchbox like this. Now, when you move the matchbox back and forth, the threads visually swap colors, creating the illusion that the red thread has become white and the white thread has become red. This next magic act is also performed using a matchbox. Here, the magician transforms a playing card into a matchbox, and every time the matchbox is opened, a different item appears inside. The secret is in how the matchbox is prepared. The cover of the matchbox is actually the playing card, folded in such a way that it can open and close like this. The back design of this playing card is the design of a matchbox. So when the magician closes the playing card, it becomes the top design of the matchbox. Inside, The matchbox contains 4 separate compartments, each holding a different item. By carefully rotating and opening the box in various ways, the magician can reveal a different item each time, creating a seemingly magical effect. There's a trick that has been going viral on the internet lately, where a man inserts a stick in the middle of a belt, folds the belt near the stick, and makes a loop. He then asks people to guess whether, when he pulls the belt, it will remain caught on the stick. At first glance, it appears that the stick is right in the center of the belt, and pulling it would keep the belt stuck to the stick. However, the surprising part is that when the belt is pulled, the stick is not actually in the center of the belt. The magician again clearly folds the belt in front of the audience and asks them to place a pen or stick in the center of the belt. Yet, somehow, every time the pen is placed, it's never actually in the center. If the audience guesses that it's not in the center, the opposite happens. So, how is this possible? How does the magician pull this off? The truth is, while this trick looks amazing, it is quite simple to perform. Let's understand this trick with a belt that has 2 different colored sides. Once the belt is folded, there are 2 potential centers, one where the inner side is red and the other where the inner side is brown. When the magician places the pen, you can see that the inside is brown. If he wants the belt to catch on the pen, he simply pulls the belt from this end by keeping the brown side inside, allowing the pen to get caught in the belt. However, if the magician doesn't want the belt to catch on the pen, he slightly releases one layer of the belt. Now, as you can see, the inner color of the belt is red. So, if the belt is pulled from this side, the pen will not get stuck. The magician performs all this so skillfully that the audience doesn't notice and falls into the magician's trap. But now you know the secret behind this magic trick. This next trick requires neither props nor advanced magic skills. In it, the magician covers his middle finger with a piece of paper and appears to pierce it with a toothpick. But is this really possible? Yes, it is. The magician simply covers the middle finger from above while bending it slightly from underneath. Then, using the middle finger of the other hand, he folds it over in such a way that from above, it looks like a single finger. In this position, the toothpick can safely pass through the gap under the paper. Only the magician knows the secret, and to the audience, it appears as if the toothpick has pierced the finger. A similar concept is used with a simple rubber band or thread trick. Here, both thumbs are tied with a thread. Despite this, the magician can pass a pole between his thumbs while the thread remains intact. The secret lies in speed and practice. The magician temporarily removes one thumb from the thread, holds the rubber band with the index finger, passes the pole, and then quickly reinserts the thumb back into the rubber band. This clever sleight leaves the audience amazed. You may have seen magic acts where a magician pours different liquids from the same teapot. In this viral video, something similar happens. First, blue liquid is poured out, then white, and later purple liquid comes out from the very same teapot. This is actually a special type of teapot, also known as an assassin's teapot. This teapot is cleverly designed with 2 internal compartments, one filled with blue liquid and the other with white. At the same time, there is a small hole in this compartment of the teapot, and this compartment is connected to this hole. The trick works on the principle of atmospheric pressure. When we cover this hole and pour the liquid, only the liquid from the other compartment flows out. Similarly, if we cover the other hole and pour, the liquid from this compartment comes out. But when we pour from the teapot without covering any hole, the liquids from both compartments come out together and mix, forming a different color, in this case, purple. This creates the illusion that 3 different liquids are being poured from a single teapot, but in reality, it's just smart design and physics at play. Nothing could be simpler than this magic. In this act, the magician drapes a handkerchief over his left hand, and when he pulls his hand out from underneath, the handkerchief stays in place just as it was. In reality, the magician is holding a toothpick in his left hand, which he positions upright under the handkerchief. That's why, even after removing his hand, the handkerchief doesn't fall down. Often, the secret behind amazing magic tricks is actually very simple, just like the famous linking ring magic. In this act, the magician seems to link one solid ring to another right before our eyes. Here too, it's the magician's speed and practice that make it possible. In reality, one of the rings has a cut, which the magician cleverly hides in his hand from the audience. Through this cut, he slides the ring into the other. But since he does it so quickly, it looks like pure magic to the viewers. Let's end this video with one of the simplest but most viral acts. In this trick, a lady appears to balance a lemon on her fingertips, and the lemon even rotates in place. But if you take a look at the backside, the secret becomes clear. In reality, there's a lemon, but along with it, there's also a stick inserted inside the lemon. The lemon isn't actually balancing on her fingertips, it's attached to that stick, which the lady is holding in her hand. At the same time, she's rotating the stick from below with her left hand. Because of this, the lemon on top also spins, creating the illusion that it's magically rotating on her fingertip. I hope you enjoyed discovering the secrets behind these viral magic tricks. We put in a lot of effort to bring you such amazing magic reveal videos, so don't forget to like this video. And if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe and press the bell icon so you never miss notifications for our upcoming videos.